Right now it's 6. San Francisco leaders pleading with voters to help Muni stay afloat.
Our economic recovery is at stake.
The warning about what a dire deficit could mean for service. Plus, inside the Super Bowl experience.
It's been great. It's been amazing.
I couldn't be more excited, honestly.
We're hearing from football fans taking over downtown San Francisco and getting a chance to live out their NFL dreams. And we'll go behind the scenes.
It'll take you right there to Levi Stadium.
At the Real-Time Crime Center, coordinating the efforts to keep everyone safe for the big game.
When we have these big surge events, there's always also a surge in other criminal activity.
And later, we go aboard with a seasoned sea captain on the Central Coast.
It was better than being behind a desk or something for me anyway.
Who has been giving tourists an up-close whale experience for half a century.
You always see something, so it's never a wasted trip.
This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us at 6. We begin with breaking news. This in Fremont, an active investigation right now after a shooting. It happened in the area of Central Avenue and Joseph Street. Fremont police say its officers responded in minutes, but we don't know what led up to the shooting or whether there are any victims. We do know this started when Hayward police tried to stop a suspect involved in an assault with a deadly weapon. They say the suspect took off on the freeway, and now the investigation is focusing on this neighborhood on Central Avenue where shots were fired. They're asking people to avoid the area for the next several hours. We'll certainly stay on top of this breaking news. Our other top story headlines tonight at 6. Local leaders are painting a grim picture of what San Francisco could look like if voters don't get on board with a multi-billion-dollar transit bailout. So SFMTA, which operates Muni, is on track for a $307 million budget deficit for the upcoming fiscal year. That deficit is only projected to grow each year from there. That is, unless the agency gets a windfall from a pair of local tax measures. So our Lauren Tom spoke with officials about potentially painful cuts to keep the city's transit afloat.
The future of how San Francisco moves is still in question as the city's municipal transit agency stares down a $307 million budget deficit. SFMTA Director Julie Kirschbaum isn't sugarcoating just how high the stakes are to find sustainable ways of keeping money flowing.
This is the most complex two-year budget that the SFMTA board has had to grapple with.
At a budget meeting Tuesday, transit leaders laid out the reality that pandemic-era federal relief funds are nearly gone, and revenue is projected to grow just 2%. Meanwhile, Muni services take up 3/4 of the agency's total budget, and without new funding sources, service could be slashed by up to half.
Muni service is essential to our city's economy, to all of our equity goals, to the people that are not using Muni because we take so many cars off the street.
The solution largely hinges on voter approval of both a regional transit measure and a local parcel tax this November. That parcel tax is estimated to cost most homeowners $129 a year. Together, they could generate more than $300 million annually for Muni. But Julie says that's just part of the answer.
Making sure that we are continuing to become an increasingly more efficient organization and also bringing in modest new revenues through things like eliminating the Clipper differential so that all of our customers would pay $3.
At City Hall, Mayor Daniel Lurie says a fix is non-negotiable.
Our economic recovery is at stake. Muni is non-negotiable. And also accountability is non-negotiable. And so the taxpayers need to know that we're going to protect their dollars while investing it in an incredibly important asset, and that's our Muni.
But during the budget meeting, not everyone was convinced the agency has done enough to recoup funds before turning to taxpayers.
I think we all know there's a lot more that could be cut and that needs to be cut. We all want to save Muni. And what I'm seeing is a lot of playing with different buckets.
Still, for Julie, the focus is on the people behind the numbers, the hundreds of thousands of weekly riders who depend on Muni.
We are committed to doing everything that we can to protect Muni service and also make sure that we have a sustainable funding plan for years to come.
Of course, it's not just Muni facing a fiscal cliff. BART is staring down an even larger deficit next year, $376 million. And like SFMTA, the number gets higher in future years. Even if voters approve both the regional sales tax and the San Francisco parcel tax, that money won't start rolling in until July of 2027. But late last week, Governor Newsom agreed to loan nearly $600 million to Bay Area transit agencies for the upcoming fiscal year. And today, the California Transportation Commission just approved nearly $1 billion in transit safety grants across the state. The funding covers projects in every single Bay Area county. All right, here we go. We are less than 5 days away from Super Bowl 60. But before the Patriots and the Seahawks take the field at Levi's Stadium, fans from both near and far are taking over downtown San Francisco for the Super Bowl experience. And our Ryan Yamamoto joins us live from Moscone Center. You've really been at the center of the excitement. I'm sure you're seeing a lot of people coming in now to see all of the excitement.
Yeah, Jules, there are so many people here, thousands upon thousands of people live inside the Moscone Center right now. Super Bowl week is alive and well in downtown San Francisco. Crowds quickly got in the doors behind me at Moscone Center, and there's a lot inside for fans all to just take in. Look on the left side of your screen, that Patriots fan can't believe his eyes as that setup, as he rides down that escalator to see all these exhibits. And who can blame him? There's so much here for football fans. A wall of team helmets, a 40-yard dash to run against your friends. Look at their go right there. A chance to be an NFL kicker. And who hasn't thought they can do that? So we caught up with one San Francisco native who was disappointed it's not the red and gold in the big game, but is still excited to take in all the Super Bowl experience has to offer.
We don't know the next time it's going to be here in San Francisco. You know, I want to bring my daughter and my mother here with us today so that way they can experience this like I did 10 years ago.
So still exciting?
Oh, for sure. Still excited. I mean, big football fan myself, you know what I mean? So definitely excited to see what activities and stuff that the Pro Bowl brings us.
Yeah, if you're a football fan, this is the place to be. And that Pro Bowl he mentioned is the big event happening tonight inside the Moscone Center. The fan experience is going to be open through Saturday with exclusive NFL gear, even the chance to get autographs from NFL legends and see all 59 Super Bowl rings on display. But there are a lot of people still mingling outside. There are even more inside right now. But definitely for fans who can't afford to actually go to the Super Bowl, this is the next best thing, Jules.
Ryan, there happens to be another big event there tonight. Sarah Donchie and I are supposed to compete in an experience inside there. Yeah, she's already saying her shoulder hurts, FYI.
Uh-oh, excuses.
Stay tuned.
My money's on you in the 40-yard dash, but I bet you Donchie can kick a field goal.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. All right, Ryan, thanks so much. Love your coverage. See you soon. All right, Bay Area security, let's talk about that. It is certainly ramping up with the Super Bowl just days away. Multiple law enforcement agencies have been working on a safety plan for 18 months and today shared new details about the effort. The NFL says federal agents will not be conducting immigration enforcement operations around the big game or other events this week, but there will be an increased federal presence with officers working alongside local authorities.
Our collective security planning and preparation has been deliberate and layered, focused on countering a wide array of threats. We've shared intelligence, ensured the introduction of key countermeasures, and shored up our emergency response capabilities while remaining flexible and adaptable.
While there are currently no known security threats, the Santa Clara police chief says their safety plan is ready for whatever the Super Bowl throws at them. So many of the public safety efforts are taking place within the Northern California Regional Intelligence Center. And there, officials use resources to track crime in real time. And our Suji Nam got a look inside and spoke with the center's director to learn more.
You'd have all these incidents that may be popping up around an area.
Mike Senna, the executive director of the Northern California Regional Intelligence Center.
Test package near a stadium, it'll take you right there to Levi Stadium.
Is showing us some simulations of reports of suspicious activity. This is an internal database where about 18,000 emergency responders around the Bay Area, including law enforcement and task force officers, are able to flag concerning conduct or criminal activity. Senna says they have been ramping up their training.
When we have these big surge events, there's always also a surge in other criminal activity that takes advantage of the large population being at the location of the event.
Officials say that with airports and hotels along Highway 101, the peninsula can especially be a target for human traffickers. So Senna says his team will be more vigilant.
If you see something suspicious or you see something that you may think is human trafficking or an indicator of human trafficking, call your local law enforcement. Your local law enforcement, they will pass it to us and our analysts, and they will help coordinate that effort.
San Mateo County Supervisor Jackie Spear says there will be measures in place to help prevent crime.
There's a training going on right now of local law enforcement in San Mateo County, a 2-day training. We had a training last December. We're going to plaster the county with signs and posters. Much of the sex trafficking is gravitating to Airbnbs. So my question to local cities is, are you registering all those who have Airbnbs or offer their homes for vacation rentals? Because if you don't have that, we can't track them.
NCRIC.org.
Senna also encourages neighbors to report any suspicious activity to ncric.org.
They can submit that anonymously, and then that comes directly to us in our intake. And then we have trained analysts and we have trained detectives.
He emphasizes that public safety is his utmost priority and reminds everyone that if you see something, say something.
Statistics show an increase in human trafficking activity around major events like the Super Bowl. So we reached out to Airbnb about the steps they take to prevent trafficking. An Airbnb spokesperson tells us, in part, ahead of the big game, Airbnb again partnered with the Polaris Project to hold expert-led training for our Bay Area hosts, designed to help broaden awareness of the warning signs of human trafficking and how to help report suspicious activity. All right, on to a disturbing story in San Jose. A speech and behavior therapist who works with children has been arrested and accused of sexually assaulting a toddler. The mother of the victim discovered the incident on home surveillance video and then notified police on January 28th. They say Benjamin Aplicki was working in the victim's home as a behavior technician when the assault occurred. He was arrested in San Mateo the next day. Police believe there may be other victims.
This person, the suspect, was in a position of trust. And so whenever that happens, we just want to be safe, and we want to make sure that if anyone else was a victim of this suspect, to come forward and talk to us.
The suspect booked into the Santa Clara County main jail and charged with sexual assault of a minor. San Francisco police say 2 teens were arrested in connection to a triple shooting last week that killed a 15-year-old girl. Now, the shooting happened Friday afternoon near Golden Gate Avenue and Laguna Street, just north of Hayes Valley. 3 teens were shot, 2 are expected to survive, and 1 died at the hospital. Police identified the suspects as a 16-year-old boy and a 15-year-old boy, both facing murder charges. Their names were not released. Yesterday, we learned the name of one of the victims, 15-year-old Jada Mabry, identified by her family. They say she was a bystander caught in the crossfire. Gateway High School confirmed she was a 10th grade student. Police say there are no outstanding suspects and that the shooting was a result of a dispute that got out of hand. All right, right here, still ahead at 6. Why Marin County leaders already want to loosen up a rule they just passed on building requirements in fire-prone areas. Plus, we'll ride along with a captain in Monterey who's been cruising with whales for 50 years.
So now there's more whales now than when I started 50 years ago. As long as I still enjoy doing it, I'm going to keep doing it.
Off the Monterey coast is one of the rare places you can whale watch all year round. But right now, the wharf is seeing a boom in visitors as the great gray whale migration is underway. Our Scott Rates took a ride with people hoping to catch a glimpse.
Catching a glimpse of this off the Monterey coast is why folks line up here early every morning.
Are you guys ready to go? Yeah! There we go.
The Princess Monterey is moored here at the Monterey Wharf. Its mission? To find whales.
This is one of the few places where you actually have whales year-round.
Brett Williamson is the captain of this ship. He's only been doing this for 50 years.
It was better than being behind a desk or something for me anyway, so it's worked out.
Captain Williamson says that over the years, he has seen the whale population actually increase.
So now there's more whales now than when I started 50 years ago. As the years have been going along, we're getting more and more whales because there's no hunting of.
And we're talking about all kinds of whales.
We get killer whales, blue whales, and sperm whales sometimes, fin whales. Humpbacks are our most common whales now, and then we get the gray whales that migrate here between Christmas and Easter.
Right now in the wintertime, we're in the middle of the gray whale migration, making their way south from Alaska down to Baja.
Gina Thomas is the manager here. She tracks the whales very closely.
They say it's approximately a 12,000-mile round-trip journey that these whales make every year.
While they have seen a steady number of whales, the majestic mammal does face dangers.
One of the concerns is the health of the oceans. You know, if that food cycle breaks down, that's going to be a little bit more challenging.
Another concern?
Sometimes I do get entangled in fishing gear.
So there are conflicts between the gear and the whales. So they're trying to reach a kind of a happy medium with new types of gear to use.
Terry Sheneman was the first in line Tuesday morning. For him, every trip is special.
You always see something, so it's never a wasted trip.
Gina telling me that the humpback whales are especially a sight to see.
When you have a 50-foot animal approach the boat, roll over, and look at you eye to eye, that's a decision they've made.
You just never know what you're going to see.
And that's what keeps this captain steering through the waves.
As long as I still enjoy doing it, I'm going to keep doing it.
That's right. So if you want to see those gray whales migrating, the Princess Monterey says the best time is the winter or spring. And if you visit during the summer and fall months, you might not only see whale species, there's a good chance you're going to see some dolphins during that time too. All right, Marin County supervisors are going back on some of the recent changes to the county's building code. So back in December, they passed a strict ordinance banning the use of wood for the outside of new homes. The rule was specifically for homes in fire hazard zones. Well, now the supervisors are working to amend the rule by allowing fire retardant treated wood to be used on certain projects. Some supervisors say the changes were a little too strict, and this would bring the county in line with state regulations. The supervisors will make a final vote on the change later this month.
Another unseasonably warm February day across the Bay Area with temperatures maybe not quite as warm as yesterday, but still into the mid to upper 60s, a good 5 to 10 degrees above normal. Even warmer temperatures in store tomorrow. Tracking some changes by next week, though, coming up in the First Alert forecast. Another unseasonably warm day across the Bay Area. At this point, it has been a full 4 weeks since we've seen significant rain in the Bay Area, a streak that's not going to end over the course of the next several days. We are still in the midst of a very dry pocket of weather, just a hill of air in the atmosphere overhead. That compresses the air at ground level and warms it up, and it also directs all the moisture that shows up in purple and blue on this imagery off to our north. You can see the stream of moisture aimed towards the Pacific Northwest and eventually up into British Columbia. It's being pushed even farther to our north over the next couple of days. Eventually, this pattern is going to break down, but I don't think we need to worry about any showers for Super Bowl Sunday. That was something we were kind of focused on 24 hours ago. Now those rain chances have been pushed back a little bit. So I think we're going to see more clouds than sunshine on Sunday, but temperatures should be in the mid-60s at kickoff. 3:30 p.m. is kickoff for Super Bowl 60 as the Seahawks take on the Patriots. Temperatures slowly coasting down that blanket of clouds, keeping temperatures from falling too far too fast. But the rain will eventually head our way. Our side-by-side forecast models, again, we use these to kind of compare and contrast and try to narrow down the range of possibilities. And they agree that the best chance of rain on Sunday is going to stay to our north. European forecast model tries to bring some showers into the Bay Area Sunday night into the pre-sunrise hours of Monday, while that American model pushes the rain and the mountain snow farther away from us. They still have their differences as we head farther into next week, but they agree that it is going to be more of an unsettled pattern kind of shaping up for the whole West Coast. So eventually some better rain chances are going to head in our direction. We don't have to wait all that long, though, for an improvement in air quality. It deteriorated today, mostly to the moderate category. Some more orange dots tomorrow and Thursday, especially in the inland valleys. That's unhealthy for sensitive groups. But a passing storm system to our north on Friday, it's going to disrupt the atmosphere and help to kind of improve the air quality, stir things around a little bit. Should see a mix of good and moderate air quality readings Friday and Saturday. Looking outside from the Mark Hopkins Hotel, temperatures backing down to the upper 50s in Livermore. Everybody else is still in the low to even mid 60s. It's still 65 degrees in San Francisco. That's only 2 degrees cooler than our afternoon high in the city. Tomorrow's temperatures are going to be unseasonably warm once again. The only thing happier than a lab face is a lab face in the sunshine. This is Tank, who is adoptable from Lindley's Legacy. He gets to soak up that sunshine tomorrow with temperatures topping out near 70 degrees in Petaluma. I'll put up a link to his adoptable information right after this weathercast. Let's talk about tomorrow's fog situation, which isn't going to be too much of a factor except far inland in the East Bay, where some of that fog from the Central Valley is going to try to creep into the interior valleys. A little bit of fog around the bay, but it's not going to last long, and temperatures are going to warm up quickly. Some of the warmest temperatures we're going to see for the next few weeks are going to occur tomorrow and Thursday. Low to mid 70s in the Santa Clara Valley. Even where the fog slows down the warm up, you're going to be well into the 60s with a mix of upper 60s and low 70s around the bay. Near 70 at the coast and mid upper 60s and low to even mid 70s for the North Bay as well by tomorrow afternoon. Here's the 7-day forecast. We do see a gradual retreat from the unusually warm, flirting with record high temperatures tomorrow and Thursday to just above normal Friday and Saturday, much closer to average highs on Sunday, and then near normal temperatures by Monday and Tuesday with that chance of showers returning to the forecast by early next week. Jules?
All right, Paul, thank you. When we come back, San Jose police say they tracked down one of the city's most notorious vandals. San Jose police say they've arrested one of the South Bay's most prolific taggers, whom they believe is responsible for graffiti like this. Police say 21-year-old Andrew Estrada tagged multiple buildings with the word buys. He's accused of vandalizing city properties at least 20 times. Detectives say Estrada may be responsible for more graffiti outside of San Jose. They claim he has caused more than $200,000 in damage. Last Thursday, detectives served a warrant at his home. This is what they found. They say they found lots of spray paint, paint cans, brushes, and bolt cutters. Also, that pellet rifle at the bottom of the photo. Estrada is now facing felony vandalism charges. Pretty good evidence there. CBS Evening News is next on KPIX. Local news continues on our streaming service. At 7, a Super Bowl experience just for you right in our virtual studio. Stay tuned for that. See you at 7.